What would you do if you had a heart attack while completely alone? And Fuse suddenly felt such intense chest pain that it seemed like your chest would explode and there was no one around to help. Would you know what to do in the next 10 seconds? Although it may sound unbelievable, this is not a movie scene. It is the reality of millions of elderly people who live alone and who face the silent fear of having a heart attack without anyone there to help them. I want to speak to you with total frankness, as if you were sitting in front of me in my office. What you are about to hear in this video could mean the difference between life and death. Cause if you suffer a heart attack while alone, your chances afting are 89%. But if you know what to do in the first 10 seconds, those odds change drastically. You could have up to a 92% chance of survival. Do you know what makes the difference? Knowing or not knowing between life and death? Ignorance can be fatal. That's why today I'm going to share with you everything I have learned in over 40 years of practicing medicine. A few weeks ago, I received a call at 3 a.m. A woman was crying on the other end of the line. "Doctor, it's a miracle. My father served. Thank you for teaching him what to do." She was referring to Mr. Joel Santos, a 78-year-old patient, AFMAN, who had a heart attack at home, completely alone and without help. He managed to stay conscious, follow the steps I had taught him months earlier, and get to the hospital in time. When I saw him again, he told me something I can't forget. I hadn't remembered what. "You explained, doctor, I would be dead today." And what saved his life wasn't luck. It was preparation. It was listening, practicing, and being ready. Today, I want to give you this same opportunity. I will share with you 8 key steps to surviving a heart attack when you are alone. We'll do it in clear, direct, and human language, because this knowledge is not taught in medical schools. It is learned through experience in the emergency room corridors, in the stories of those who came close to death and came back. But before I teach you these 8 steps, you need to understand something very important. A heart attack never comes like in soap operas. It's not like on TV where the character clutches his chest, screams, and falls to the ground. The reality is much more silent, confusing, and dangerous. On the day Mr. Joel Hody's heart attack, everything seemed normal. He had gotten up at 5 a.m. Asujo prepared his coffee and sat down to read the newspaper. But suddenly, felt something strange in his chest. It wasn't a sharp pain. It was an uncomfortable pressure, as if something were crushing his heart from the inside. He thought maybe he had eaten too much dinner, that it was indigestion. But after 10-20 minutes, the discomfort didn't go away. On the contrary, it got worse. 30 minutes later, he began to feel tingling in his left arm, then a dull pain in his jaw, and at that moment, he knew this is a heart attack. That awareness made the difference. I had thought, it's just age or stress. It will pass soon. You probably wouldn't be alive to tell the story. Statistics don't lie. 87% of people who suffer a heart attack mistake these symptoms for something else. They think it's a digestive issue, a cold, or muscle pain. And while they waste precious time, the heart sustains damage every minute without medical attention. Now listen carefully. People over 65 who live alone are 4 times more likely to die from a heart attack than those who are accompanied. It's not because their hearts are weaker, but because when they are alone, they often didn't know what to do or don't anything. But this doesn't have to happen to you. Even if you are alone, you can prepare, learn what to do, and act at the right moment. Mr. Joel didn't serve by chance. He survived because months earlier, he attended a lecture where I explained exactly what to do if you had a heart attack while alone, and when the moment came, he remembered every step. Instead of panicking, he looked at the clock, took a deep breath, and said, "Very well. Now I must start step by step." Even in the worst moment, someone who knows what to do, how to do it, and in what order stays calm. Those who are not prepared freeze, despair, and often make decisions that worsen the situation. And if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, or if you smoke, the risk is even greater. But here's the most important part. Even with all these factors against you, if you are prepared, you can survive. Not only survive, you can do so with minimal damage. Mr. Joel is now completely recovered. He has gone back to walking, reading, and enjoying time with his grandchildren. All thanks to preparation. And you can do the same. In the next part, I will teach you the 5 most important warning signs your body gives before a heart attack and how to recognize them before it's too late. Because most heart attacks do not happen suddenly. If your body gives warnings, it won't you too. Remember these signs well, write them down and share them because of one day you feel them or notice them in someone you love. You can act in team. Sign number 1. A sensation of pressure, tightness, or heaviness in the center of the chest. It is not a sharpen or a burning sensation. It feels like something very heavy is crushing that chest, as if a stone were pressing down on the center of your body. Some patients tell me, doctor, it was like Simeon was squeezing my heart with a hand from the inside. Pay attention. This discomfort doesn't last a few seconds and then go away. It usually lasts more than 15 minutes and doesn't improve with common medications. Sign number 2, radiating pain. It starts in the chest, but then extends to the left arm, sometimes to both arms, the neck, jaw, or even the upper back. In women, jaw pain is especially common. I know patients who thought it was a dental problem and instead of going to the hospital, called the dentist. See number 3. Extreme fatigue without an apparent cause. If one day you feel like Sawaz did without exerting yourself as if your body can't handle it anymore. It could be a sign that your heart is not getting enough oxygen. This sign is very common in women and often goes unnoticed. But if it happens alongside other symptoms, you must act immediately. Sign number 4. Sudden shortness, off breath, and cold sweating. If you are fasting, haven't climbed stairs, and suddenly you feel short of breath, struggle to breathe, and begin to sweat. Cold. Even if the weather is cool or you're in front of a fan. This is one of the most alarming signs and is often mistaken for an anxiety attack. But if it happens together with chest pressure, radiating pain, it's a clear sign that the heart is in trouble. Sign number 5. Dizziness, nausea, or vomiting. If suddenly you feel dizzy, like you are about to faint, experience unexplained nausea, or even vomit, don't dismiss it as just indigestion. Many people take antacids or digestive aids thinking it's a stomach problem when in reality they are already in the early stages of a heart attack. And here's a thing very important. You don't need to have all 5 signs at the same time. With 2 or 3, you should already suspect a heart attack. And if you have a risk factor such as high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, or a history of smoking, just 1 signs hold be enough for you to act immediately. Mr. Joel, the patient I mentioned earlier, recognized 3 of these signs: chest pressure, arm pain, and sudden fatigue. And that was enough for him to understand what was happening and act without losing time. Thanks to that, the damage to his heart was minimal. Today, he still walks every morning and enjoys his grandchildren. I want you to get to that point too. Now, let's move on to the most important part of this video. The 8 steps you must follow if you are alone and start to feel you may be having a heart attack. You don't need to be a doctor or have a specialized equipment. You only need calmness and determination. Because even if you are alone and live far from a hospital, these steps can increase your chances of survival by up to 90%. So pay attention, listen carefully, and above all, practice them, because most of these steps can and should be rehearsed before an emergency happens. We prepare for many things in life, but few prepare to survive a heart attack, and that will change today. Are you ready? Step number 1. As soon as you start feeling symptoms, stop of everything you are doing and sit in a safe place. Do not keep walking. Don't think I'll wait a few more minutes. Stop. Find a chair or sofa with back support and sit with your back supported. Do not throw yourself onto the floor. Sitting on the floor can make circulation more difficult and worsen your condition. Also, do not remain standing. The priority is to maintain stability and avoid falls. Mr. Joel was about to go for a walk, but he felt the pressure in his chest. He sat on the bench in the hallway with his back supported, and thanks to that, he did not faint or lose consciousness. This first step, although simple, saves lives. Step number 2, chew an aspirin. If you have aspirin at home, take a 100 mg tablet and chew it immediately. Do not swallow it whole. Chew it well and let it dissolve in your mouth. Why? Because chewing the medication allows it to be absorbed much faster, which helps dissolve the clots that block the arteries. It is a simple measure butone that can reduce heart damage by up to 40%. A clear case is Mrs. Maria Silva, a 76-year-old woman who lives alone. One morning she began to feel unwell, remembered what we had talked about in a health lecture, and even though she was nervous, she chewed the aspirin and called emergency services. When she arrived at the hospital, the doctor said that thanks to that, her heart had almost no damage. If you don't have aspirin at home, don't panic. You can continue to the next step. But if you have a history of heart problems, you should always keep a box handy, preferably in a visible and accessible place, such as on top of their refrigerator, and if you are allergic to aspirin or have gastric ulcers, avoid I-tend. Move directly to the next step. Step number 3, call emergency services and clearly state your address. In Portuguese-speaking countries, the emergency number may vary. 91,180,112. Have it saved on your phone. But most importantly, give your address clearly and completely at the start of the callback, because during a heart attack, you may lose consciousness at any moment. And if you don't give your address first, emergency services won't know where to find you. For example, you should say as soon as the call is answered, "My name is Mattia Souza. I am at number 23 Atlantica Street in the Jardin Snigard. I have chest pain and difficulty breathing." After that, calmly answer the operator's questions. Do nothing up the call. Do not exaggerate, but also do not minimize the situation and speak as clearly as possible. Step number 4. Open your front door and leave the key or code visible. This step is more important than it seems. If the paramedics arrive and the door is locked, they will lose precious minutes trying to get in. If your door has an electronic code, write the code on a large sheet of paper and stick it at the entrance. If you use a key, leave it in a visible place, such as in a flower potter under the doormat. Don't worry about thieves at this moment. Your life is more important than any object. Step number 5. Adopt a reclined 45-degree position with your legs slightly elevated. Do not lie completely flat nor remain upright like a statue. Ideally, recline your body back at a 45 angle supported by a chair or sofa. And if possible, raise your legs slightly on a pillow or cushion. Why this position? Because it helps blood continue flowing to the brain and heart without overloading the lungs or circulatory system. Lying completely flat can lead to fluid accumulation in the lungs, and sitting too upright makes the heart work harder. Step number 6. Send a brief text message to your family. Do not make phone calls at this time. You should not speak on the phone, as it requires effort and can worsen your condition. Send a short direct message without unnecessary details, such as, "I have heart attack symptoms. I called emergency services. They are taking me to the hospital. Don't worry, come there." And don't send it to just one person. Send it to 2, 3, or more relatives. That way, you'll ensure that someone sees it even if the other doesn't respond. Step number 7. Breathe deeply. Inhale for 4 seconds and exhale for 6. This type of slow, controlled breathing reduces the heart's workload and helps maintain calmness and oxygen flow. Inhale through your nose while mentally counting to 4 and slowly exhale through your mouth while counting to 6. It's important that the breathing be abdominal, not just chest breathing. And if possible, make a soft sound when exhaling so that it is more controlled. This technique not only relaxes you, but also improves circulation and helps you gain time. Step number 8. Press the inside of your wrist and cough 3 times strongly. This step is little known but can help in a critical moment. With your thumb, press firmly on the inside of your wrist, exactly where you feel your pulse. And at the same time, cough forcefully 3 times in a row. Why does this work? Because coughing creates pressure inside the chest that stimulates blood flow. And pressing on wrist helps regulate heart rhythm. It does not replace medical care. But itis, a tool to help keep you stable for a few minutes. And those minutes can make its difference between life and death. Mr. Joel followed these 8 steps with total precision. He did not improvise, did not hesitate. He acted like someone knew he was prepared. 14 minutes after calling emergency services, the ambulance arrived. They found him conscious.com and in the correct position. Today, months later, his heart functions normally and his story has already saved other people who watched this same video. Now it's your turn. Learn these steps. Write them down. Post them on your fridge if needed. Until now, I've explained what to do if you are alone and feel like you are having a heart attack. But there's something even more important. Preparing before it happens. Because as much as you know what to do, the ideal situation is to never need to use this knowledge. And that is possible. Throughout my career, I've met hundreds of people over 80 years old who have never had a heart attack. Do you know what they had? In common. 3 simple habits that any Ono can adopt and that reduce the risk of heart attack by more than 70%. I call these the golden habits. Golden habit number 1. Walk for 30 minutes every day. You don't need to run or do intense exercise. Just walk for 30 minutes a day. The important thing is not the speed, but consistency. Let me tell you about Mr. Adel Costa, an 82-year-old man who lives in Tuca, Mexico. For over 25 years, he has been getting up at 6 a.m. and walking in the park. Doesn't matter if it's cold or hot, my body asks for it. Tells me to go, he says. His latest checkup showed his heart works like that of a 60-year-old, and his only secret is walking every day. Golden habit number 2, reduce your salt intake as much as possible. Salt is one of the heart's silent enemies. It raises blood pressure, hardens arteries, and promotes heart attacks. The problem is that most of us consume much more than we need. Avoid processed foods, deli meats, instant soups, industrial bread, and canned goods. Instead, eat more fruits, vegetables, legumes, and natural. FOODS, Mrs. Rosalina, 79, confessed to me that at first, it was hard. The food seemed tasteless, but after a month, her palate changed. Now I can't stand salty food. It makes me thirsty. It makes me feel bad. And since then, my blood pressure has been stable. Golden habit number 3, quit smoking and drinking alcohol, no matter your age. I've often heard the same phrase, Dr. Amel Reddy 70. What's the point of quitting now? And I always respond the same way back, cause Mr. Carlos, 74, quit smoking at 70. After 50 years of smoking, I thought it was useless, he said. Bhutan 6 months. I was breathing better, sleeping better, and even climbing stairs again without getting tired. It's never too late. Never. Your body always thanks you for making the change. If you are already taking medication for blood pressure, cholesterol, or diabetes, never stop on your own. CISA medications protect your heart, and if you think you no longer need them, sure, consult your doctor rather than taking that risk by yourself. It is also essential to get a heart checkup at least once a year. Exams like an electrocardiogram, blood tests, and an echocardiogram can detect problems early before it's too late. Now, let's summarize the key points to engrave theme in your mind and your heart. There are 5 warning signs of a heart attack. Pressure or heaviness in the center of chest. Pain radiating to the arm, neck, or jaw. Unexplained fatigue, shortness of breath accompanied by cold sweating. And dizziness, nausea, or vomiting. Recognizing these signs quickly can save your life. If you are alone and suspect you're having a heart attack, there are 8 crucial steps you should follow. First, sit in a safe place and avoid standing or lying. Second, chew an aspirin if you have one available, as it can significantly reduce heart damage. Third, call emergency services immediately and clearly provide your address at the beginning of the call. Fourth, open your door and leave the key or code visible to avoid delays when help arrives. Fifth, recline at a 45-degree angle with your legs. Slight lie alive to support circulation and ease strain on your heart. Sixth, send a short message to multiple family members to inform them of your situation. Seventh, practice deep, controlled breathing by inhaling for 4 seconds and exhaling 4. 6. To calm yourself on improve oxygen flow. Finally, press your RES pulse point firmly with your thumb and cough forcefully 3 times, which can help stabilize your condition until medical help arrives. Beyond knowing how to act in an emergency, it is even more important to prepare in advance, so that you never have to use this knowledge. Adopting healthy lifestyle habits can reduce your risk of a heart attack by over 70%. These golden habits are simple but powerful. Walk for 30 minutes every day to keep your heart strong. Reduce your salt intake to protect your arteries and control your blood pressure. And quit smoking and drinking alcohol, no matter your age. It is never too late to make easy changes, and your body will always thank you for them. Finally, write these steps down and place them where you will see them daily, like on your refrigerator or next to your bed. Practice them as if you were in a real emergency. Look at the clock, sit down, breathe, and act. This is not an exaggeration. It is preparation, prevention, and love for your life. Write a promise to yourself. I am prepared. If a heart attack comes, I will not give up. I know what to do, Andy. We'll survive. Read it every day. This is your personal commitment to stay alive and healthy for many more years. You are not alone, and you deserve to live with health, joy, and peace. You can beat a heart attack. And by learning and practicing these steps, you have already taken the first step towards saving your